He always has been in sports.
He pretty much excelled at all of them. Great baseball player, did travel ball. Up until school, he had to choose between track and baseball and ended up choosing track. Track's such a phenomenal sport.
Adam has a ritual. He throws, when he's on deck, he'll take off and he'll go and he'll jog.
I went out like behind this like patch of trees in the bleachers. I got super lightheaded and I was just kind of confused. And the last thing I remember, I was like looked at my hands and said, "What is happening?" And then I went out.
And I see him and he's laying down, and that's when I ran around and then saw, and by the time I get up there, he was turning blue. And thank God at that point, Angie comes along and pretty much takes control.
We were waiting for him to step up to throw his third throw, and they were calling him. They started the timer, and off in the distance, we hear, "Help, help." His color was very bad, and it was obvious he was struggling to breathe. So we knew to protect him, we had to start doing chest compressions, and I started asking for the AED. The AED walked us through everything. We heard it warm up and it said shock advised, and I thought, oh my gosh, did it just say shock advised? This is really actually happening. And we backed everybody off and we shocked him, and the AED coached us to continue compressions.
It is so surreal. It's impossible to believe that you're perfectly, not just healthy, above average health-wise, is dead on the ground right in front of you. He has no pulse. They're doing CPR.
I think just the most amazing part is that if they all weren't there at that time, I probably wouldn't be here today.
Knowing that we had Angie right there doing everything beyond superhuman to do CPR on him as long as she did, our life would never be the same if they weren't there and did what they did.
The reason I became a nurse is kind of a sad thing. We were at practice jogging, and we were bigger girls, you know, middle hitters, Adrian and I, and two other girls. And so we were always kind of behind the team. And Adrian was phenomenally healthy, and no one knew anything was wrong with her. But we got around the corner from the school, and she said, "I just had a major head rush," and she just dropped on, and she hit her head. And when we, you know, Adrian, wake up, and she wouldn't wake up. You know, the other two girls went to get the team and the coach, and I just sat there with her and held her in my arms, and I didn't do anything. I didn't know what to do. To know how to help someone is all empowering, and to have to live with the memory of letting someone go who you care about, and in a situation where maybe had you had better skills, you could have saved their life, and that would be, she could still be with us maybe. That it's a tough pill to swallow. That day I went home and told my mom that I was, you know, that the helplessness was the worst thing. And she told me that, maybe I was meant to be someone in action, and that maybe I should be a nurse. This situation, to get to see Adam have a life, you know, be healthy and flourish from that is a reward that I can't even explain.
So I have an ICD in my chest. So like if I have another episode, or like my heart becomes like to fall out of rhythm, it'll either give me like tiny shocks, or if it like goes completely out, it'll just shock me. I got bigger shock and bring me back. Well, you know, it's crazy how it happened. And, you know, the first time the doctor heard about me, she saw the polygraph from the AED. It's like, oh my gosh, I don't know how this happened. So, you know, it's very important that we get more research on it so we can find out what happened to me and maybe others in the future or the past.
We just need to continue to do the research and and hopefully find more and more of these things that cause things like what happened to Adam. Let's find out what that cause was, so that families like us, we have a saying around here, we're a family of 4. We were almost a family of 3. So, family of 4. And I think people need to understand that the American Heart Association is the one that makes that happen.